Hi, everybody. Welcome to Pace Studio on the Road. We are live at Cafe No Sé in Antigua, Guatemala right now with Lau Noah. Lau, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it was a total pleasure to see you play at Gabby's Acoustic Festival last night at Casa de la Ruina, and it's been lovely listening to you sound check right now, and I can't wait to share your music with our audience. What do you want to do first today?
I'm gonna play a song called Hija de lo malo y bueno, Daughter of the Good and the Bad. Si mañana voy a besar el mar, quizás de olas mi alma sola ya se va a llenar. Niña de mar me llamarán todos los dioses al pasar. No dejaré huellas al andar. Si lo que quiero es ver el cielo, ¿quién me va a llevar? Solita estoy, valdrá probar. Te fuiste y aprendí a volar, y a llorar y a gritar. Ya me encuentro con el miedo, viejo amigo, ¿ves? Me hace temblar de la cabeza hasta los pies. Es un pájaro en mi cielo, en mi mar un pez. Y lo di a tanto, toca amarlo esta vez. Que como hija de lo malo y bueno, con el alma y el corazón llenos, bienvenido sea el viejo miedo, compañero de viaje en vez de ti. Al menos no teme vivir y ver lo malo y bueno, tener el alma y el corazón llenos, bienvenido sea el viejo miedo, compañero de viaje en vez de ti. Al menos no teme vivir. Ya me encuentro con el miedo, viejo amigo, ¿ves? Me hace temblar de la cabeza hasta los pies. Es un pájaro en mi cielo, en mi mar un pez. Si lo odié tanto, toca amarlo esta vez. Que como hija de lo malo y bueno, con el alma y el corazón llenos, bienvenido sea el viejo miedo, compañero de viaje en vez de ti. Al menos no teme vivir y ver lo malo y bueno, tener el alma y el corazón llenos, bienvenido sea el viejo miedo, compañero de viaje en vez de ti. Al menos no teme vivir. Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Thank you for doing this. I know that you've had a big schedule recently over the last years. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. You're just coming off of the road from a tour in Mexico, and there's constantly things to do. So thank you for taking the time to do this. And I want to talk a little bit about the sense of community that you have. So I know you grew up in Spain. You're in New York now, and you've been in New York long enough to be a New Yorker. Do you feel like the sense of community with you is stronger still with where you grew up and where you were born, or is it now very much you feel like you're a part of the fabric of New York?
I think it's been, as you said, long enough for me to be, but it's not New York. I don't think New York makes anybody feel like home, really. It makes everyone feel like homeless in a way that it puts us all together. It connects us in this way, especially because my community is the immigrant community. And so we all come from elsewhere, and we left for a reason, most of the times because we didn't feel at home there. And New York is part of the search, but it's definitely not the destination. That's how it feels.
It's a very elegant way to put that. I agree with it completely. We've started. I mean, I've been feeling it since we've been on the road and doing these road shows that community doesn't necessarily have a geographic place, and we run into a lot of the same people out on the road doing this, and it kind of feels like that mobile community is more of where I feel like I fit in, and it's not necessarily because of a place,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming and doing this, and there's a lot more of your music to be shared. What do you want to do second today?
I first want to tell you a story, and then I want to play a song. Is that okay?
Yeah, please.
All right. Once upon a time, there was a girl that woke up in her room, and she found something very strange under her pillow. She found a little moon with dim light that told her that she was the owner of her bed, and there was nothing she could do about it. Confused, she went out on the street to ask around if anyone had ever heard of that moon. And they told her, all right, yes, we have. This moon's name is Solitude. So she went back home and asked the moon what the deal was. And the moon said, I've come to make you happier. I have only 2 requirements. One of them is treat me like a lover, and the other one, name all your songs after me. So that's what I did. This is Solitude. Debajo de la almohada me encontré una luna de luz clara. Dice ser la dueña de mi cama, pregunté, le llaman Soledad. Dice haber sido mandada a hacerme más feliz. No debo nada, más debo cuidarla cual amada, y así ya me tenga más piedad. Soledad, soledad, qué bonito vestido de estrellas, tan bella y real. A mi madre espera, no sé si podré soportar tus besos crueles otra vez con tal delicadeza. Si esto ser la matrona de todos mis sueños, tu nombre les voy a poner y no van a tener otro dueño. Soledad, soledad, soledad se llamará en mis sueños. Soledad, soledad, soledad se llamará en mis sueños. Tu nombre es un vestido de estrellas, tan bella y fiel. A mi madre espera, no sé si podré soportar saber cómo muerte siempre, sabiendo que estás. Debajo de la almohada me encontré una luna de luz clara. Dice ser la dueña de mi cama, pregunté, le llaman Soledad. He sido mandada a hacerme más feliz. No debo nada más, debo cuidarla cual amada, y así ya me tenga más piedad. Soledad, 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 la, la, la. Por favor, denme piedad.
Thank you. Your voice sounds wonderful. That guitar sounds wonderful. And I know you've got a good relationship with D'Angelico, and we do too. Those guys are wonderful. Do you feel like, are there any particular guitars of yours that you feel like you've been gravitating to more recently, like one that's your real favorite, or do you always just play whatever's going to get that feeling across the right way?
Funny thing, I've always just had one guitar, and I like it that way. But because of the whole situation with flights, when I tour, I don't bring my guitar, and I always find a guitar wherever I go, which means that I actually kind of own like hundreds and hundreds of guitars that I play on the road. And I think that I've developed the capacity to, if there's certain things that match, then I can play any guitar and I can hopefully make it sound nice. So I'm not, it's weird. I know many guitarists are very attached to their instruments, but I'm not.
Is that the one that you're holding in your hands right now? Is that the guitar that you own, or is that one of the ones that you found on the road?
That's the guitar that I own.
Okay.
And it's the one I found on Craigslist. Honestly, it was like that. I think one day I might have, when I have a home, when I have a sense of home, I feel like I'll be able to start purchasing guitars that will stay with me longer. But now everything is nomad, my guitar too.
Yeah. Well, that sounds excellent. I like it a lot, and we're only halfway through right now. There's still 2 more songs to be shared with the audience. What do you want to do third today?
I'm gonna do El Amor, Love. Corazón, por favor, no me pintes de negro el porvenir. En mi tierna juventud sagrada no me quita la gana de beber. Aunque duele hasta el fondo de mi alma, prefiero yo gritar que nunca más sentir. Yo prefiero un jornal que nunca alcanza a perder la esperanza por el miedo a sufrir. Y ahora, si pues, levantemos los vasos, entre palmas y abrazos, celebremos el valor de los locos con la muerte del amor. Miren a los ojos sin temor y sigan amando. Y a los que hoy corazón partido en dos se entregarán su sin a Dios y seguirán amando corazón. La, 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 la. No me quites las ganas de vivir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I know that you've worked with Blake Mills. I know that you've worked with Jacob Collier before, which are, those are two huge names that we have a lot of crossover with as well. We're big fans of everything that they do. In addition to those two, including those two, but in addition also, can you talk about some of the artists that you've been fortunate enough to work with who really enhance what you do and help to bring your stuff to light?
Yeah, I would say actually my friends. I have two friends now in Spain who are a flamenco singer and a flamenco guitarist who really inspired me. Their names are Benito Bernal and Ángeles Toledano. And they're incredible. But they're incredible because they're so amazing at what they do. And they're such great human beings, you know, it just makes you want to be the same. Yeah. So I'd say them, yeah. And my immigrant community in New York, all of them are part of my sound, like I am part of theirs, because we are from the same community, you know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, wanting to be around a person is like a lot of this business. We're on very different parts of the same business, but being around people and being a good hang is a huge part of it. I mean, if we're not having fun doing this, we shouldn't be in this. I mean, it's a lot of fun to have this job. It's a job, to be sure, but it's cool, man. I like it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing your stuff with us today. There's still one more song coming up. What do you want to do last today?
I'm gonna do the last song of my EP that I released in July this year, that I wrote in the pandemic, and I think it's one of my favorite songs. Sometimes when you finish a relationship, it feels sad, but there's a part of you that's so happy that it's done. So the song says, I'll cry 7 tears for you, 6 of them out of love, and 1 of them out of pure relief that you're gone. Si te vas mañana, bajo el calor de este sol tibio, lloraré 6 lágrimas de amor y una de alivio. El amor es como un árbol que florece con agua bendita, pero el fruto llega y cae la flor, y al final el fruto se marchita. Si sol tibio, 6 de amor por derramar y una de alivio. 7 lágrimas de adiós bajo este sol tibio. amor por derramar. Y una de puro alivio. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Lau, and thank you for closing us out in style. This is it for us from Cafe No Se in Antigua, Guatemala. We're about to more than likely drink mezcal until the sun comes up and have some of the finest Thai food that Antigua, Guatemala has to offer. So I cannot wait for that to happen. Thank you so much for doing this. It's been great to meet you and to enjoy your music. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you.
All right, see you next time. That's it, man. We did it.